The object of Taxi Chronicles is to allow real riders with real stories, share their experience and enhance your life. So sit back and enjoy the journey. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have the lovely Angelina and Raven. I think I'll say their names right.
Close enough.
Probably butchered that. Angelina is in the medical industry, medical secretary, and Raven's got his own tech business. We will start with Angelina first. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, that's good. A happy face, happy smile. She's glowing, by the way. You can't see her, but she's glowing. I don't know what Raven's doing, but he's doing something, right?
Yeah, there we go.
But on an interesting note, why medical secretary?
You know what? I didn't know what to do first. I came out of university with an interior and spatial design degree. And it was one of those that I just started an odd job here and there. So I started off in reception, a medical surgery. And then the partner that owned the surgery was just like, hey, you want to be a medicine clerk / senior administrator? So I was helping with a lot of the reports and stuff that was happening. And then this new job came along and I put myself forward and I went, hello, I can do this job. And he just went, sure. So then I got the job. So I'm someone that always strives for the best. I don't want to stay, I didn't want to stay in reception whatsoever. I wanted to move forward because reception was not the one for me. So because of that, I worked hard enough to become a medical secretary. I didn't need a degree or anything like that. So I'm quite proud of it.
Okay, that's good. What have you learned about the industry you're in that you wish you knew when you started?
How bad it actually is.
Okay.
It's true. The NHS is horrendous. It really is. Especially, don't get me wrong, I respect it because it's free healthcare. But there's only a certain amount that's actually free. And a lot of people don't actually understand that. For example, someone might have a really bad nosebleed consistently every single day. And they won't be seen by a consultant until 2 years' time. But why? And that's because they don't have enough funds to pay for consultants. They don't have enough money to pay anyone, actually. And so it takes them 2 years to actually get seen by someone. And it's just you might have a brain tumor, and I don't want to scare anyone, but you might have a brain tumor, and it will take them 2 weeks to come see you, because obviously cancer referrals get seen in 2 weeks, but it takes them so long to pass on the results to other people that it's just we don't know if we're giving the right treatment or not. And it's quite sad, actually.
Does that amount to the person themselves or the loved one of that person, if they can't help themselves, actually forcing things along? So finding out, getting phone numbers and saying, okay, who's going to have this and when's the time meant to be?
The thing is, as you can force as much as you can, it's not going to happen. There's been a lot of patients, so we can do things like expedite letters. So if you've been waiting for a year, we can write an expedite letter for you, give it to the consultant, and be like, can you see them earlier because this patient's in pain and stuff? It doesn't change. They'll literally just be like, when we have an appointment, we'll offer you one. Mm-hmm. Which is quite sad, because even if you're trying to push it and try to bring your appointment forward or get seen sooner, you still can't do that. That's why, as part of my job role, is we refer them to different types of hospitals that we know for a fact that they're going to get seen within a couple of months rather than waiting an entire year.
Is that usually, because when you talk about waiting, I've had private healthcare when I was in corporate commercial construction as a site manager, and Bupa, every time I used to go to my GP, he used to go, you've got private healthcare, hasn't he? And he'd just sign me off to a consultant, and I go, he said, do you want to see them now? Or it's like you get leapfrogged to the front of the queue like you're the queen or something.
Yeah.
And I found that very useful, and I realised very quickly you're paying just to be pushed to the front of the queue with private healthcare, but the actual facilities you're using are actually public because you're in the thing. So it's kind of gangster. You're paying to, the rich can look after themselves more because at the state's cost.
That's how our government has made this world to live in.
And those things there. So just thought I'd share that from my experience. If you could solve the issues of NHS, What would you do?
Truthfully, a lot of the issues in the NHS would actually resolve if, one, the actual NHS itself had more funds from the government, and two, the people working in there get more pay. For example, let's look at the COVID situation. Now, COVID, there was a lot of people in the NHS that were working. A lot. And we had doctors in our surgery and everything, and they promised us a 5% pay rise. No one got that 5% pay rise. And then they gave us a 2% pay rise, but the only people that received the 2% pay rise was the doctors. And it was like, but there's other people that was also working throughout the pandemic that also risked their lives to see patients face to face. But it's just doctors, like all of those nurses that were working in COVID clinics, they didn't get a pay rise. Why did the doctors get a pay rise but not us? They already get enough money as it is.
The ironic thing is that quite a few of the medical staff will vote Tory as well.
Exactly. So they enjoy it, but that's one of the things. You can't expect a person to give their 100% in a massive pandemic like that and you not pay them. How many NHS staff members passed away because of COVID?
I don't know.
And did you pay them? No, because they got COVID when working in the COVID clinics, but it's not like you actually apologize being like, oh, we should have paid them a bit more.
I see what you mean. I have a theory. I'm going to run it by you. If you made children in school exercise every day, you had athletics grounds, so they could do swimming, they could do running and boxing and what have you. Obviously, everybody knows physical health makes you feel much better and allows your organs to work properly. So if they did fit exercise every day, and you had more sports competitions, across state, countries, and across the nations and boroughs and things like that, then by the time you're in 16 years' time, you're going to have a very healthy nation. And therefore the stress on the NHS will probably drop by half.
Yeah.
Because everybody, you do something for more than 28 days, it becomes a habit. Yeah, and you do something for, like, religion, for instance, people go to church, mosque, or temple.
Yeah.
So even if they're not really ever religious, some people just feel funny if they don't go on Sunday or Saturday or Friday. So that is where I think the country's fallen down.
I kind of agree with you, but then the only thing the government's ever done is just put a sugar tax on.
Yeah, but the sugar tax is somewhat irrelevant if you ask me. Because the real thing is someone's lifestyle. Yeah. Because I choose to have sugar or not. I can, and if I'm let's say when I've boxed or I've been in the military, if you see the food you eat in the military, they don't worry about diet.
Yeah.
They don't worry about it, and you're doing
1,000
whatever you're
calories.
doing. Yeah, you just off you go. And when I was in Marines, you eat 4 times a day, 4 big meals. Every meal is like 3 or 4 courses, and you still, you're still fit as a fiddle.
But the thing is, and I hate to be the one saying this, but there's a lot of people in society that just want things for free. So despite them being fit and healthy, they're still going to come. We have patients that are like 20 years old, 25 years old, coming up to us asking for paracetamol on prescription. And it's just like, you can literally get that for 50p, but because they're getting it for free, some prescriptions that you get for free, they're going to come and keep getting it for free.
I would ask this, see with because I don't know your ages, but all pills used to be free originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see, and our population's grown in sense of working adults through immigration, not through birth. So we've got more money because we have more taxes. So I've never seen a problem with free prescriptions. What I see as an issue is well, why do you need those paracetamols? Why don't you sleep more? Why don't you exercise more? Why don't you hydrate more?
Yeah. The thing is, with the free prescriptions, it means that it's taking money out of the NHS. So that it comes out of the NHS's budget, whoever gets free prescriptions. So because of that, there's some people taking the piss out of the system, basically. And they come along and they ask for some things where it's just like, it's not necessary. Like, there's some patients that will have knee pain for a very long time, and
But they're probably overweight.
exactly.
So stop eating
And
all the
so
donuts.
under the NHS,
Oh.
they get given surgery to lose weight.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Is if you with the exercise and in forcing people to do it,
Yeah.
you're going to cut a lot of those issues out.
Yeah, exactly. No, I 100% agree with that.
If you look at pictures from the Second World War, like where you saw people on the Brighton beach, on that era, there wasn't many fat people. Yeah, and what they deemed is due to, I think was it in the 60s or something, where the Americans come out with fast food and encouraging mums go work. Then people stop cooking from home, and that changed the diet. And that's where obesity kicks in, and then you get cancer, you got all these other issues. So that's why I always come back to the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Why do you need those pills? What's going on in your life that you feel you can't sleep? You know? And if you look at someone and they're fat, straight away there's nothing more to say, is it? Go away, lose weight, get down the gym, then come back to me in 6 months' time or a year, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. No, truthfully, I agree with you. There's just some patients that don't feel exactly the same way. They just kind of they just don't want to do that whole go into a diet, exercising type thing. They just want a quick and easy fix, and because they know they're going to get it for free, just in a longer wait, they'll wait.
Okay. Yeah. That being said, when was the last time you two were in the gym?
Funny you say that. I was at the gym on Wednesday. Yeah, I did leg day on Wednesday. Was that Wednesday?
Thursday for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're better than me.
Yeah.
I did some exercises this morning.
Yeah.
Press ups, sit ups.
Nice.
No, not sit ups, squats and pull ups.
Yeah.
Don't bother with sit ups if you're doing pull ups because your abdominal lifts your body, lifts the lower part of your body. But yeah, as long as, you know, it's all about believing in what you think. Would you encourage somebody else to be in your industry?
That's a great question.
And if so, what would be your advice to them?
Yes, but no. Yes, because if you like the feeling that I like about helping someone and getting an outcome out of it, knowing for a fact that they got the best treatment that you can give them, then yes. No, if you're a very impatient person. You're not going to survive in an industry like this if you're very impatient. And that's coming from, you have to be patient with patients, you have to be patient with consultants, you have to be patient with doctors, nurses, all of that. If you can't do that, then don't bother. So that's my advice. Be patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
That's okay. That's good. And my last question to you is, from Taxi Chronicles, we believe about sharing a gift. You've been sharing your gift and explaining about what you do for a living and what your concerns are. If you give advice to the world before you moved on, what would be your one piece of advice?
Do the thing that makes you happy. I feel like I didn't do that when I was at university. But one of the main things is if you don't do the thing that makes you happy, it's literally, you're not going to enjoy life the way it is. And it's going to be way more difficult for you to find that happiness than it is just starting off with that happiness.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Thank
and
you.
we wish you well. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.